We're going to look at some more word problems here, value word problems. Let me just read the example. I think the best way to do this will just be showing it. Example 19.1 says, Karamagoo, awesome name. Karamagoo had 50 nickels and dimes whose value was $4. How many of each coin did, I don't know if that's he or she, did he have? That's a he name. So he has 50 nickels and dimes, and the value is $4. How many of each kind did he have? Okay, so the first thing we look at is this part. He has 50 nickels and dimes. Okay, well, what we're going to do is use our subscripted variables that we've shown before. The number of nickels plus the number of dimes, it says equals 50. We don't know how many are nickels and we don't know how many are dimes, but we know that there are 50 of the combination of these coins, nickels and dimes. So that is how we write this portion. The next part, it says whose value was $4. Value is $4. This is where you have to know American dollar currency or whatever. What is the value of a nickel? Well, a nickel is 5 cents. So what we're going to say is 0.05. 5 cents, number of nickels, because that is actually the value of what a nickel is. Plus the value of a dime, 0.1, because a dime is 10 cents. So 10 cents is 0.1 out of 100, equals 4. I can put 00 for dollars if we want that, equals $4. So now we have our equation. We've gone over how many coins we have, number of nickels and dimes, trying to figure that out. But if it says $4 is the value that we have, well, we know the value of a nickel is 5 cents or 0.05, and a dime is 10 cents or 0.1. So from here, we can do substitution and elimination and solve. Now I will give you one little trick that we used before. I don't like the decimals. I like getting rid of decimals and getting whole numbers. So what I'm going to do is multiply everything by 100, because what that's going to do is allow me to move the decimal twice here. I move it twice here. So this would become, I'm just going to rewrite it. Well, I'll do it over here. Number of nickels plus number of dimes equals 50. This becomes 5 number of nickels. This becomes 10 number of dimes. Remember, you move it once after the 1, and then this becomes 400. So now we got no decimals, and that's way more appealing to solve. And the substitution and elimination looks a lot easier. So I'm going to use elimination here. I'm going to multiply the top by -5. Multiply by -5, because that will allow me to have -5 number of nickels and +5 number of nickels, giving me the ability to eliminate them. So, sure, I can, I'm just going to move this down here. -5 number of nickels, -5 number of dimes, and then -5 times 50, -250. I'm going to set up this as my equation here. These eliminate. 10 minus 5 is 5. 400 minus 250 is 150. So then we can divide the 5. The number of dimes is 30. So there's 30 dimes. Sounds like my basketball stats. Dishing out 30 dimes. Anyways, Number of dimes is 30. Well, we can just plug that 30 in right here. We know number of nickels plus number of dimes equals 50. 30 dimes. Therefore, number of nickels, not going to solve that, I'm just going to tell you it's 20. And there's our answer. So that's how you do some of these value word problems. Let's look at one more. This one's a little different because it's a different currency, a different form of money. This one says the fishmonger sold codfish for 6 pence each and mussels for 1 pence each. Harriet bought a total of 26 items, spent 86. How many codfish did she buy? Okay, so our currency here is not dollars and cents. It is pence or whatever, okay? Don't need to write. Pence is our currency. Now it's referring to mussels and codfish. Codfish and mussels. It says 26 items were bought. 26 items. So what we can say is number of mussels plus number of codfish equals 26. And that would be how many codfish and mussels there are total. So the top is referring to mussels and codfish and the total number of them. The bottom is referring to the value. So we got to look at the value. What is the value? It says he sold codfish for 6 pence. So if codfish are 6 pence, we could say 6, codfish is over here, 6 number codfish. That's the value of the codfish. And the mussels were 1 pence. So I can just write, I don't have to write a 1, the 1 would be implied. I can leave it like that. And it equals 86. 86 is your value. So now we know the value side of the equation, and we can solve. And really, all you got to do here, since we have 2 positive m variables, all we need to do is make one line negative. So I'm going to make all these negative, or multiply by -1. Negative, negative, negative. Because now these cancel out. This is -5 NC, and this is -60 when you do 26 minus 86. You divide -5. -60 minus 5 is 12. So number of codfish equals 12. I'm going to plug the 12 in for here. So then when you subtract 12 from 26, you get 24. So 12 plus 24 would equal 26. So that's how you do those value word problems. One more type of, or one more concept in this lesson, and that is looking at similar triangles but making it not so obvious like it was in the last lesson. We have example 19.3, and it shows this figure right here. It shows 2 triangles, but they're like twisted. The past one, we just had them lined up nice and easy for us. This one, they're twisted. And the concept is angle-angle means angle-angle-angle similarity. Well, we know that's true because the triangle sum theorem states that all 3 angles add up to be 180 degrees. So if we know that these 2 angles are the same and these 2 angles are the same, well, process of elimination, whatever you want to call it, the third angle must be the same as well. Alright, because there's only going to be one number that you can plug in there that it's going to equal 180. So that's why angle, can't quite see on it. That's why angle means angle similarity theorem. Now these aren't congruent because side lengths are different, but they are similar. Now what we want to do here from this point, I'm going to rearrange our triangle. Okay, I'm going to move this one here. Uh, 5 is between the 2 tick marks and the 1. 7 is between the 1 and the 3. Nope. And 4 is the other side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn or twist this triangle to make it correspond with this one. I want to be able to see my ratio nice and easy. Okay, the X is between the 1 tick mark and the 2 tick marks, so that is right here. The 6 is between 2 and 3. Y is the remaining side. So now I have my triangles in an order where I can see the ratio nice and easy. So then we can solve for X and Y, because similar means proportional. Alright, this is the line, this is the symbol for similar, and that means they are proportional, so we can set up a ratio. So I look at the sides that correspond. 4 corresponds with 6, so we can say 4 over 6 equals, let's solve for X, 5 over X. So I did my, this is X. So I'm actually going from the small triangle to the big triangle. I know it doesn't look, ignore the size of my drawings, but we are going from the small triangle to the big triangle. So we got, you could reduce this if you wanted to 2 to 3. Might as well. 4 over 6 is 2 to 3. Then we cross multiply. 2x equals 15. When you do 5 times 3, divide by 2, and x is 15 over 2. And then you solve for y. Use your same ratio. 2 over 3, 4 over 6, whatever, equals 7 over y. Cross multiply. 2y equals 21. Divide by 2. 21 over 2 equals y. And that's how you do those similar triangles. Angle means that angle can be assumed. So they're similar. Similar means proportional. And that is all there is to lesson 19.